Hello students, today we shall discuss about solubility. In our last class we have known about solubility. Now what is solubility? Solubility is the amount of solute that can be dissolved in 100 gram solvent to prepare a saturated solution of that solvent at a particular temperature. That is called the solubility of that solute at that particular temperature. Now determination of solubility. How will we determine solubility of a solute in solution? For this, first take a clean and dry evaporating dish. First we have to take an evaporating dish and first clean it and dry this dish. Then you have to take the weight of this evaporating dish. Say the weight is m gram. So weight of the clean and dry evaporating dish is m gram. Now some saturated solution is prepared of some salt is prepared at room temperature, and this solution some amount of this solution is taken in the evaporating dish, and the evaporating dish again the weight of this dish is taken, and then the weight is say m1 gram. So m1 gram is the weight of the evaporating dish plus the saturated solution we have taken. So mass of the solution taken, that is m1 minus m gram. Now we shall heat the solution that is taken to dryness, and the evaporating dish is cooled and the weight of the dish is taken. Then they said weight is say m2 gram. So m2 gram is the weight of the evaporating dish plus the solute that is left after dryness of the solution. So the mass of the solute will be m2 minus m. So mass of solvent, what is this? That is the mass of the solution minus mass of solute. Mass of the solution is m1 minus m gram and mass of solute is m2 minus m gram. So mass of solvent is m1 minus m2 minus m gram. So solubility is equal to, we know, mass of solute divided by mass of solvent into 100. This is the mass of solute and this is mass of solvent into 100. So if the values of m2, m and m1 are known, so from here we can determine the solubility of that salt at room temperature, as the solution is prepared at room temperature. With solubility always temperature is to be mentioned because solubility depends on temperature. Now factors affecting solubility. There are different factors which affect solubility. Number 1 is particle size. The smaller the particle, that is the solute, the smaller the size of the particle, the greater will be its solubility. Because the smaller the size of the particle, larger will be its surface area which will come in contact with the solvent molecules. Smaller the size of the solute, greater will be its surface area. That area that comes in contact with the solvent molecules. Say these are solvent molecules. So greater will be the connection with the solvent molecules, greater will be its solubility. So smaller the size of solute particle, greater will be its solubility, and larger the size of the solute particle, less will be its solubility. Number 2 is stirring. If stirring is increased, then more and more solute particles will come in contact with the solvent molecules, then it will increase solubility. Number 3 is temperature. We know for the solid solutes, their solubility increases in liquid solvents. So if solute is solid and the solvent is liquid, then solubility increases with temperature. So solubility then increases with temperature. Now, if the solute is gas, say we want to dissolve gas in solvent liquid, then the solubility will decrease. Then solubility will decrease with temperature. So, for the solid particles in liquid, solubility increases with temperature, and for gas in liquid, the solubility decreases with temperature. Now, because if we increase the temperature, more and more gas will escape out from the liquid solvent. So, solubility decreases. Now, solubility curves for different salts. This is the solubility curve for different salts. Here temperature is plotted against x-axis and solubility is plotted along y-axis, and you can observe for some salts the graphs or curves are steeper, for some salts the curves are less steeper, and for some salts there will be some abnormal behavior. Say if for the salts like sodium nitrate, potassium nitrate and potassium chloride, salts like sodium nitrate, potassium nitrate and potassium chloride, these salts have steeper curve. That means their change of solubility with temperature is very high. So, for them we observe steeper curve. Whereas for potassium bromide or sodium chloride, for potassium bromide, for sodium chloride, for potassium sulfate, the curves are less steeper. You can observe because their change of solubility with temperature is less. But for calcium sulfate, 2H2O, that is the gypsum, or for calcium hydroxide or for cerium sulfate, for these salts here we observe abnormal behavior, that is decrement of solubility with temperature after certain temperature. Initially there will be increment of solubility, with increase of temperature solubility also increases after reaching a temperature, then with further increment with temperature their solubility decreases. Why? Because for these salts the solubility process is endothermic. Endothermic means if here say salt that is dissolved in solvent and then we get the solution, and if the process is a endothermic process, that is the heat is absorbed in this reaction. So, this is a reaction and heat is absorbed. This reaction is reversible reaction, solubility. So, heat is absorbed, then this reaction is called endothermic reaction, and for any endothermic reaction if we supply heat, then we are supplying heat is here acting as one of the reactants. So, if we supply heat, more and more heat is supplying, that is more and more reactant is supplying. So, the reaction will proceed in forward direction, that is in the right hand side reaction will proceed, and then we get more and more solution, that is with increase of temperature their solubility will increase. That is the case for sodium nitrate, potassium nitrate or potassium chloride. For them the solubility, this reaction is endothermic. But for calcium sulfate, this reaction is salt plus solvent, and here we get the solution, and here heat is released. this is given by negative sign. Here heat is released. So as heat released, so it is given in the product part. So this reaction, this is the endothermic reaction, and this reaction is exothermic. Here heat is released. So in this type of reaction, if we here giving the heat, here heat is giving, but if heat is given, then the reaction will proceed in the backward side, because here the heat as reactant in the for the backward reaction. For this reaction, that is from solution we will get salt and solvent, that is more and more heat is supplied. From solution we will get more and more salt. That means their solubility decreases with absorption of heat, or if we increase temperature, their solubility decreases. So this is the case for calcium sulfate, gypsum, or calcium hydroxide, or cerium sulfate. If we take small amount of calcium hydroxide and want to dissolve in water, you will observe the temperature of the container will increase. That means the reaction solubility is exothermic, and this exothermic reaction, if we apply heat or supply heat, then the reaction will proceed in left hand side. That means the solubility will decrease. So here with increase of temperature, solubility decreases. Now anomalous solubility for sodium sulfate 10H2O. We get anomalous behavior. This is the Glauber salt, and for this salt, if we increase temperature, there will be increment in solubility like other salt. Up to 32.8 degree there is maximum of solubility. After that, if we further increase the temperature, there will be decrement in solubility, because initially they show this salt shows normal behavior. After reaching 32 degree, all the water of crystallization, that is the 10 water molecules, are removed from this salt. Then with increase of temperature, there will be decrement in their solubility. Now application of solubility. What are the applications of the solubility curve? From this solubility curve, what we can say? Number one is, from these solubility curves we can tell about the change of their solubility with change of temperature. That is, for one salt, how much their solubility will change with the change of temperature, we can say about. Number two is comparing the solubility of different salts at different temperature. We can compare their solubility of different salts at different temperature. Number three is the effect of cooling. We know on cooling, solubility of maximum salts decreases and there will be crystallization of the salts. So say for sodium nitrate, say at 50 degree centigrade, say this is the temperature 50 degree centigrade, and the solubility of sodium nitrate is say 50, and at 40 degree centigrade the solubility of sodium nitrate is say 40. So if we decrease the temperature of the sodium nitrate solution from 50 to 40 degree, then 50 minus 40, that is 10 gram sodium nitrate will be crystallized or will be precipitated from the solution. That is the effect of cooling, that is on cooling how much salt will be crystallized from the solution, we can determine from this solubility graph. So these are the applications. Now effect of pressure and temperature on solubility. Number is effect of pressure. on solubility of gas in liquid. If we want to dissolve gas in liquid, then what will be the effect of pressure? And this is given by scientist Henry. So this is called Henry's law. What is Henry's law? At a particular temperature, here we have to make the temperature constant, because the solubility depends on both pressure and temperature. So to see the effect of pressure, we have to take the constant temperature. So at a particular temperature, the mass of a gas that can be dissolved in a certain volume of solvent. A certain volume of solvent is directly proportional to the pressure applied on the surface of the liquid. That is the mass of the gas that can be dissolved in a particular volume, that is proportional to the pressure applied. That is mass of gas dissolved, say m. This m is proportional to the pressure applied on the liquid in which the gas to be dissolved at constant temperature. This is the Henry's law. So if we increase pressure, the more and more gas solute will be dissolved. This is the observed in soda water bottle. In soda water bottle, in high pressure, carbon dioxide gas is dissolved in water. Now if we open the mouth of the bottle, the pressure is released, so the solubility of carbon dioxide gas decreases. Some of the carbon dioxide will escape from the water, so there will be some bubbles will be produced in the solution. Number 2 is effect of temperature. If we increase the temperature for the solid solute particles, there will be increment in their solubility, but in case of gas solute, if we increase temperature, solubility decreases, because with increment of temperature, more and more gas will escape out from the solution, so solubility of gas decreases. So this is about solubility. Okay, thank you.